Getting broken by a narcissist triggered my awakening. What's up, guys? This video will be a bit more private. I don't care about the term private though. If it helps the collective, I'm willing to share it on the internet. But it is a bit more of a private video, own experience I went through that triggered my awakening. If you want to say it like that. But if you didn't watch my other video, how to transmute or transform pain into power, I suggest you, of course you don't have to, but I suggest you to watch that first, because that's the process that basically happened here with this own story time of my personal experience. Okay, so in the last it's my last video I uploaded yesterday. I basically explained the whole metaphysical process of that, how to do it, how to use pain as a catalyst for growth. Yeah, and this video will be like the part 2 of it, if you want to say it like that, like a more of a personal, in-depth story time from me, what did happen in my life, and I went through that same process I explained in the video, but like this is like my personal experience I want to share with you. You get what I'm saying, right? Like my perspective of a story that I went through, but like yeah, you get what I'm saying. Like last video was like a metaphysical explanation how to do it, and this video will be my story time, what happened to me. So yeah, the video is called how is it called? I have my notes up here. Getting broken by a narcissist triggered my awakening. Okay, so how do I start? Hold up 1 second. Okay, so let's just dive straight into it. How do I start this, yo? Yeah. Okay, basically I will just start. Let's see how this turns out. So basically I had like a situationship, okay? So it was a situationship, me and a girl, okay? And I don't really know if this like really falls into the definition of a narcissist, but like I would say so. So basically I was manipulated heavily, okay? It was like the God damn, it was like the most toxic shit I've ever went through. So yeah, I would definitely say it was a narcissist, but like I first at the beginning of this, okay, I want to make clear that even though it was hella toxic and like broke me at first, but like I used it obviously as a catalyst for growth, so it's most likely the best thing that ever happened to me. I want to make clear that I don't want to like talk bad about any person. So she is still a human, okay? So to make that clear, even though I could say some bad things about her, but I'm not here for that. I'm here to talk about my own experience, okay? So and again, it was my awareness, or it's my awareness of what happened. So it's my own life, my own reality. So who am I to blame anyone else? Everyone is me. So yeah. Yeah, as I said, it was very toxic. At first, it was like, okay, I'ma go through the whole thing, but like I'ma try to speedrun it a bit. So at first, we met, blah blah blah. It was like the typical love story beginning, if you want to say it like that, okay? So it was going smoothly, blah blah blah. We were like vibing and stuff. She basically lived in a different city than me, and I always like met her and blah 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 per train, and we hang out a lot though. At first it was like only we chilled like 1 or 2 times, and we used to text all the time, okay? And then we got to know each other. Yeah, got to know each other more, blah blah blah. Speed it up a bit, comes to the point where we basically see us every week. At first it was like on the weekends, but then eventually it was like I wanted to go back, and then she was like, "Oh, stay," and I stayed, just stayed. And you all should know, maybe you don't at this point, but most of you know. Or I will just say it out of my perspective. Basically, if you hang out with a person too much, it will go downhill. Okay. For those of you who are in a relationship or have experience of that, you guys know what I'm talking about. Okay, and if not, trust me, don't hang out with your person all the time, because it will go downhill. Okay, you will crash it into a tree. So yeah, you can trust me on that one. And even that's not the first experience I've had with this type of statement I just did, like that you don't hang out with your person 24/7. Like I had exactly this experience also when I was even younger, but that's another story. So basically, it came to a point where we basically hung out almost every day, and I was there, and I wanted to go home, and she was like, "No, stay." I stayed. So basically it was like hanging out 1.5 weeks or 2 weeks every day, 24/7. Okay, and I just didn't come to the point where I went home. Then I went home, and either she came with me, and we just switched the spot from her place to my place, from my place to her place. Either that, or like it was that I went back home, and then after like 2 days I just went back, stuff like that, or like the I think I can't even remember, but like it was a thing like I think the longest time we've stayed separated was like maybe 1 or 2 weeks. I don't know. I can't remember anymore. But that are the details. It's not that important. So yeah, we basically hung out all the time, and it was way too much. Okay, especially for a situationship. We weren't even together. Okay, guys, it wasn't even a relationship. It was a situationship. What the fuck? And we hung out way too much. But basically, I thought it was going well, and I experienced it. I experienced it as that way again, because it was my awareness of this whole situation, but also because I saw it like that, and I felt it. It was like, basically I thought it was going well, and I put all my energy into it, legit all my energy. Okay, and at first she did it as well, but then she found one point after another, or one like argument after another, why I'm not her person, why I'm not the one partner, or whatever you want to call it. Okay, so basically it was like a step for a step process that this shit broke down. Okay, and I knew it. I knew this was gonna happen, but like deep down I knew it. So basically in my subconscious it was already going downhill, and that shit was already broken. That's why it came to that. But consciously I didn't want to like admit to that. I didn't want it to be true. Okay, even though it had to happen this way. So I'm here today and I'm talking to you. But basically I didn't want it to happen, and I always put all my energy into it. We had like a whole lot of arguments, blah blah blah, shouting at each other. She even was fucking biting me and shit, crazy stuff. And I always was like, I was in this. That was, I think, the point in my life where I was at the most toxic positivity. You all guys, hopefully you know what that means, the term toxic positivity. If not, I will go into that. I will explain it to you. Like, basically, toxic positivity is if you try to be always positive, and it harms you already, because you are always positive, and you try to completely cut your negative things out in life. But it doesn't work like that. You have to implement your negativity to like neutralize it and transmute it into power. Okay, but you can't do it like that. But basically, I thought it was the way, and I don't know. It felt like a maze. Okay, I entered it, and I just got fucking lost, and I had to find myself again. So basically I was in this state of toxic positivity, but I'm grateful that it went like this, because like Now this will never ever happen to me again like this. I know it. So yeah, I learned from it. I learned a lot from it. A lot from it. Okay. Basically, I was hella in this like toxic positivity stuff. She was so negative all the time. Yeah, I don't want to go into like too much into detail, but like basically she was a very negative person. Again, I don't want to blame her because she told me about some stuff, but I don't really know 100% what happened to her and stuff like that and blah blah blah. Again, I don't want to blame her, but like to tell you guys, she was a very negative person, and I was in this toxic positivity stuff, so I put all my energy into it, even though she stepped on my what I call my boundaries today. I didn't even have them back then, and she stepped on it and literally like ate me. Do you know the guys? You know the song like how's it called? This like man eater. Yeah, man eater. You know man eater. Like she's a man eater. Da, da, da. Basically, she was a man eater. Okay, and I got basically eaten up by it. Legit, it was a point. I poured in and poured in and poured in, and she like took it. Like I gave my whole heart, and she didn't even give me her hand. Okay, she didn't even give me her fucking finger. She just took my heart out and ate it. It was that bad. I can tell you guys, it was that bad. Okay, and she was like smashing onto it, and it got eventually to a point that I poured into it, and I was so depressed. I was so at the point, like it was first mental, then I felt it like emotionally, and then it got legit, it got physically. Okay, I was so tired all the time. I remember a situation. I was laying in her bed, and like she went to shower or some shit, and I wanted to play a game or some, and then she came back, and I couldn't, like I couldn't talk. I lay in the bed, and I couldn't even talk. I couldn't I couldn't even cry, bro. That's how bad it was. I couldn't talk, and then it was like uh, I didn't find an idea, and then she was mad about that I didn't find an idea to play a game, and then we just didn't play it, and I said, "Oh, I'm feeling bad," blah blah blah, and it was so weird, bro. Even though, like, I have to forgive myself that I let that do. I had to forgive myself. Not even forgive her though, but yeah, also that. But like to get peace, like, but that's not that important as like forgiving myself. I had to forgive myself that I had this, that I let her do that to me. You know what I'm saying? Like I had to forgive myself that I had let myself do. How do I explain it? Like that I had, bro. How do I say it? I had to forgive myself that I had let her do that to me. Is it right? You get what I'm saying? Like, and yeah, it got so bad. Then eventually, at one point, I couldn't even handle that shit anymore. And then I was like, blah blah, what the fuck am I even doing? At some point, I came to a conclusion. Yo, I can't let that slide anymore. And then basically, how it went, we were there, had the last final argument. It was so over some dumb shit, you know what I'm saying? We were cooking, and it wasn't even important yet. It was some dumb random bullshit. And then we had an argument, and then in my mind, I was already, yeah, fuck this, I'm gonna leave. I'm just gonna dip, okay? And we were cooking and blah blah. The mood was completely off, and then we decided to like just eat and like have peace, you know. Then we had like talked a bit more, and then we was like, yeah, okay, fuck it. It's doesn't make sense that we like have beef with each other. We didn't even like talked about that anymore. We just were like, yeah, okay, let's just stop, let's eat, and let's just be happy, okay. And then we were like normally again, you know. Didn't even argue anymore, and we were just eating and talking, okay. And then the mood was like good, I guess, again. And in my mind, I was like, the whole time I was like yeah, fuck it, I'm gonna leave. And then I just said like, yo, what are you doing, blah blah blah. I will leave, unfortunately. And then she was like, oh, okay, blah blah shit. I thought you were going with me to this, like she had a appointment or some shit, and she thought I was gonna go to her to that, and like or stay for another day and blah blah blah. And I said nah, blah blah blah. And I just, after that we ate. And guys, I have to laugh. It's so hilarious. It's so ridiculous. I just left, said bye, and never ever came back again. Like that was it. It was over. I knew that, bro. Oh my god, it was the right decision. Even on the way back home, like we obviously we just we after that we texted a bit, but I never saw her again ever after that. I just left. I knew it was the right decision. When I stepped out of the door, I had to fucking laugh. It felt like I was being freed from a prison cell, you know what I'm saying? Even when I think about that right now, when I guys tell you that and like describe it like this, like saying it felt like I stepped out of a prison cell, like I was being freed. Thinking about that right now definitely like confirms me that she was a fucking narcissist. Okay, like that sounds so. Back then it sounded like it was really the reality I was living. It was normal, bro. But like thinking about it now, it's so ridiculous, bro. It's oh god, it sounds so weird and so abnormal. It's crazy, bro. But yeah, then basically I stepped out of the door. It felt like I was being freed. I laughed. I took the bus, took the train, whatever, and on the way, like it was, god damn, what the fuck just happened? And I'm like so happy I left, and I instantly knew. I came home, instantly knew it was the best decision I ever made. Never went back. Fuck that bullshit. And I was in the time, I can tell you guys, okay, that was basically the main story, but I need to wrap it up a bit. Basically, in the time like where it went downhill, I was home. Okay, I wasn't even at her place, but I was home and thinking about that stuff. And like I had back then I had like how's it called in OCD? Yeah, OCD, I guess. Still to this point it's better, and I don't really it's not really like affecting me that much anymore. Eventually when I'm stressed, like it's a bit, you know, it gets it's not I wasn't at the doctor and it's not diagnosed. Is it that, how do I say it on English, like diagnosed, but like basically had it my whole life as a child. Today luckily it's not that bad, but like I use it as a more of an advantage than that it is affecting me. If you want a video on that, let me know, guys. I can make a video on how to use your mental illnesses as an advantage rather than it affects you, because you create reality. But yeah, that's another topic. If you want to, let me know. But basically I had it my whole life as a child. I had that, blah blah blah. And back then in this time when I was thinking about that, my OCD went so crazy. It was like one of my most depressing times in my life until now, ever that I ever had. Like my OCD was insane. I couldn't even think. I wasn't even in the present moment. I couldn't even experience the present moment. I was like, it was so, my thoughts were just repeating, completely distracting me. I couldn't even concentrate on the present moment. And then I was overthinking about if I'm in the present moment or not, and blah 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 blah. It was hell. I can surely tell you it was hell. It was so fucking worse, okay? But yeah, that crazy shit. But I can tell you, I'm just realizing this video is gonna be a bit longer, and my how do I say it, like my storage is gonna get full soon. 1 second, I will fix that. Give me a sec, and then I will be back, okay? Okay, I'm back, guys. I just uninstalled Fortnite just for you guys to make this video, okay? No, but seriously, yeah, basically it was hell. It was fucking crazy. Yeah, but anyways, OCD went crazy in my head all the time. But basically, now it's getting, now we are getting to the point I wanted to make with this video, okay? Basically, what just happened, like, why that triggered my awakening, okay? But you guys had to know the story before I can tell you, that basically that was the story what happened. And now we're gonna get to the more metaphysical side of this video, I guess, like why that triggered my awakening and how I did it, okay? Basically, oh yeah, I'm gonna break it down in two parts. Like, on YouTube on the bottom, like where you can skip. This was the first part, and this is gonna be the second. That's a great idea. I'm gonna do that. So basically, in this, even though I was like, my thoughts were rotating, I couldn't be present. Bro, I remember like sitting in my garden. Okay, it was like summertime, and I always made just to tell you how bad it is, just to give you a scale, like how bad it was. Even though I'm laughing about it now, because it's like I went through it, and like watching back, it's not that bad, but like when I was in it, it was so freaking bad. Like words can't describe how bad it was, but still the best thing that ever happened to me. And I will tell you more about why in a second. But like, just to give you an example how bad it was, I always like make music on the side, like just for fun, to cope, because I have fun in it, and I like yeah. Basically, I made music all my life, like at the side, and like I just when I was in that, it was summer, right? Fucking 30 degrees, best weather ever, and I like wrote some music lyrics in my notes, and made some videos, just why not, just for fun. And like I remember I had some lyrics, and they were like summer, it's outside, my native language is German, so it will sound awful on English, but I will translate it to, just to let you know how fucking bad it was, okay? The lyrics were basically like, yo, it's summer outside, but I'm inside, and in my head is winter, and like outside it's the best weather, it's summer, but I'm inside behind closed how are these things called? Like in German it's called Gardinen, like the thing like how is it called in English, bro? Like that stuff you pour to the side and like close it so it gets dark. I don't know the name right now, but like, bro, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's outside is summer, in my head is winter. I'm chilling behind closed thingy, bro. Ridiculous, okay? But yeah, that was it. And basically, now we get to the point why it triggered my awakening. I know you all waited for it, and finally I'm saying it. Basically, all the time when this happened, the whole fucking time where this happened, when I was like in it, okay, when I was in it, either at her place or at my place, but like in it, okay, going through it, I always knew, even though I went through that shit and it broke me, I hold the belief, hey, I'm gonna come out stronger than before after this. I didn't even know what I want to make clear, I didn't know what will happen to me, but I knew. I always all my life, since I can't even remember, but like when I was younger, I always like, basically not, I always like had this belief in me, like that I'm meant for greatness, and I'm, no matter what happens to me, I will get out of it stronger, okay? Basically, maybe unconsciously, but like not that consciously as I hold it as today, okay? But like I basically had it all my life. I can't really say why, but like since then, consciously, obviously, but I know I have had it like since I was a child, probably, like unconsciously, okay? And this belief there right now that I held there, like basically knowing, hey, yo, no matter what is gonna happen to me, I know I'm guided, I know I will get through this, I know I will grow from that. yeah, and basically that is the belief that saved my life. Okay, saved my life is a bit like, yeah, I don't know if I can say it like that, but like basically that brought me to this version of myself that I'm now. Okay, and basically I was like, I every human being is spiritual. Okay, nothing is not spiritual, but like I used to I'm into spirituality all my life. Shout out to my aunt, she put me on. But like, yeah, obviously my consciousness evolved from that to an insane amount, but like basically I was always into like esoteric stuff and like spirituality all my life since I was a child. Okay, so but that belief right there brought me to where I'm now, and I remember sitting in a fucking bathtub, fucking being mad, crying over some dumb shit, and I was just like, I don't know, I at some when I think about it, at some point I really enjoyed it. Okay, I enjoyed being in this pain and this situation. I think it's like unhealed trauma or some shit, but I knew I brought myself into it, and then I went with it, and at some point I also enjoyed it, even though it broke me. I also enjoyed it, and I remember sitting in a fucking bathtub like a fucking child, crying over some dumb shit. Okay, and just like being like, what the fuck am I even doing? And I was laughing at that because it was so, how do I say absurd in English? Absurd? Yeah, anyway, like it was so hilarious, and I even knew it at that point, and I was sitting there being mad, crying, but also at the same time being like, what the fuck, I know it's my fault that I'm in here, and like I was laughing at that. Okay, but I don't know, I don't make sense, man. I'm a crazy guy. But yeah, basically, and even in that situation I was like, yeah, I know I will grow from this. So fuck it, I can't even lose. Although it still broke me, and after that, basically, when I went home and never looked back, and I never saw again, I was home again, and then basically I was like, I don't know how long, I really lost a bit of my relation to time at that point in my life, and I really can't remember if it was like 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 weeks, 2 weeks or 1 month to recover from that. I don't know, but like basically I was broken. I was broken into pieces, bro. I was mad, low energy, anxiety, for like a bit. I never had to deal with stuff like that in my life. Okay, I always was like good, and still am. Like I never had some serious problems in my life. Okay, but like that was a point where I had like a bit of, even though when I went through it, it felt like insane, awful, terrible. But if I have to say it, if I have to like put it on a scale, now it feels for me like it was only a bit of depression and anxiety and stuff like that. But like when I was in it, it was terrible, you know. So I really don't have a like relation to it if it was really bad or not. But like for me, yeah, I just say it was bad because like we are not here to compare ourselves to other people, because that would be this whataboutism thing, and I'm not here for that stuff. Like everybody has his or her own problems, and they all matter. So yeah, but I'm here to empower you guys. You can transmute that shit into power. Okay, it's not pain, it's power. But yeah, that broke me. It felt bad, blah blah blah, and that was like I had like some, I couldn't eat like for a bit, not that long, luckily. I don't have like these eating problems or some shit, but like, yeah, you know, it was bad, anxiety, depression for a bit. I don't, but really and truly, I can't remember like if it was 1 or 2 weeks or 3, but like it was some time to recover from that. Okay, and after that it was good again. I was free, but like basically it took some time, obviously, because it broke me into pieces to recover from that. But all the way through that process, I knew how it will materialize for me. I knew, I had the belief, yo, I will grow from that. I will come out stronger, and I had this belief. Okay, even though I didn't knew how and which way I am gonna get stronger from it, I knew it. You know, this is done. Point. Dot. Dot. Punkt. We say in Germany, we say Punkt. like after the sentence, but like, yeah, you get what I'm saying. That's it, nothing more, nothing less. I knew I was grow from it. Yeah, that's it. Basically, yeah. But then how it turned out for me and how it materialized and manifested for me was like, basically, because I hold this belief, it materialized this reality for me. And after I was healed again and like recovered from it, boom, I whole different consciousness, whole different awareness. Like it's basically like I woke up. That's why the video is called How It Triggered My Awakening. But basically like I fucking woke up from sleep. Different human being. I wasn't even here yet, okay? My version yet wasn't even here yet. I died. My old self died in that situation, from that situation, and I spawned in. I was born from it, like the fucking phoenix raising from the ashes like crazy, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I wasn't even here. I was born from that shit. This version of myself was born, and my old self died. Basically, new awakening. At that point, I understand why people call it awakening, like waking up, because it literally felt like that. Like I was asleep before, didn't know how the world like worked, and since then, like I woke up, and suddenly I could see how reality worked. Like seeing this in my consciousness, like realizing everyone is me, like fucking talking this crazy stuff where everybody says you're crazy, like everyone is me, and like understood what Jesus said, and like everyone is me, seeing myself in the world, reading my own consciousness in the world. Okay, basically what happened, boom, consciousness altered to a crazy degree. Suddenly I found like books like Kabbalion, or like authors like Neville Goddard, Florence, how's she called, Florence Novel Shin, I guess. Yeah, like all these people, like seeing YouTube videos, suddenly they popped up in my awareness, like I found like Nero, knowledge, the power of I am, Eric. All these people should maybe they you know them, but maybe not. But like all these people, for you, even if you stick to this point in this video and you are like into this stuff, you should know them names. Basically, my awareness like altered itself, like where I suddenly saw those things, found those books, was into that stuff. And I remember, like, guys, I can tell you, when I say I was always into like this esoteric stuff, even as a child. I used to, I don't know if you guys know it, but like this game like Counter-Strike CS, some guys or girls obviously will know this, but like basically it's a video game, and in the game you have like this weapon skins, okay, and they have a value and you can gamble with them, okay? Even as a child, like when I was fucking, I don't know, 13, 14, 15, yeah, I think I was 14, 15, like as growing up, like as a teenager, I used to gamble with those like skins, and then my aunt had some like oils, and they were like some crazy witchery stuff, like, oh, get more luck and shit like that. But today I know it wasn't the oil, like not the technique that worked for me, but my conviction I put into that worked for me. But I always had this like interest for like esoteric stuff, and then I used to take them oils, put it on, and like have luck at gambling and some crazy shit, you know what I'm saying? But that's what I'm saying. I always had like this thing for like esoteric stuff. But I can tell you, since then my conscience altered after this fucking situationship ended and I was broken and healed again from that. And I hold the belief that I transmute the pain into power, like the pain is a catalyst for growth. After that, my conscience altered. I saw all this esoteric stuff and I like deep into it. Look, I have a key tattooed here, like key to life, like all this stuff, all this whole shit, you probably are into as well. Boom, comes to a point where it materializes for me. I dove really deep, consumed all this content, thought for myself, like reflected on my life experience, what did happen in my past, like what is happening now, blah blah blah, led to the materialization of that reality for me. Boom, consciousness evolved, and now I'm the person I am today and making these videos. Even though this is a byproduct of the situation that happened. This is a manifestation of the situation that happened, that I am talking to you right now and making these videos to raise consciousness in the collective. You know what I'm saying? That's how crazy it is. This shit wouldn't happen if I didn't go through that situation. I wouldn't be here today, and I wouldn't be talking to you, raising consciousness in the collective. Bro, life is so crazy. God damn. I love my life, truly, really and truly. Nothing can break me. After that, what the fuck can even touch me? Nothing, bro. This belief is so powerful. It protects me throughout my whole life, you know? Yeah, and that's why dealing with a narcissist triggered my awakening. Such a beautiful story, man. God damn, this story will be heard, and I'm sharing it with the fucking world, bro. I'm so happy right now. I'm so happy sharing this and like helping, inspiring other people, and like, man, damn. I'm not about to cry, but I'm really touched right now. It's so beautiful though. Whew. Yeah, basically, but guys, I'm talking from my own life experience, and you can really, really trust me on that. I can't stress enough how important that belief is to hold. Like, just hold that belief. Everything that happens to you will lead to growth. Every path leads to one place, to the same place, to growth and to power. No matter in how much pain you are, it will get better, okay? No matter in how much pain you are and through what you are going, this is a catalyst. Pain is a catalyst for growth and for power. You will transmute that shit into power because you're an alchemist, okay? You're a motherfucking modern alchemist. You will transmute that. Just hold the belief, it is enough. Just know you are protected, and you are. You don't need more. You need your conviction in that belief that you are protected. You just need your conviction in that belief that you will transform that pain into power, and that your pain that you are going through is a catalyst for growth. That's it. You don't need more, and you just have to stick with it. Go through it, and boom, it will materialize for you, and you will be a whole new fucking person. God damn. Guys, really important topic. You will do it. You will make it. And to those people that needed those words, it's my honor and my pleasure doing that. Really and truly, I have to thank you for watching this video, and it's my duty as a divine masculine, as a man, to tell you that, to help the collective, okay? And really and truly, it is my honor and my pleasure doing that for you. So everybody who needed this, yeah, no worries, I got you. And yeah, that is my story. Let me think for a second if I forgot something. No, basically that's it. It's so easy. Even though it feels like absolute pain, just hold that belief and you will be good. Just stick with it and you will be good. Just know, mentally affirm it, and you will be good. You only need yourself and your conviction into that belief. That's it. It's so simple. It doesn't look simple, but it is simple. Trust me, I know it. It is simple, and you just have to stick with it. Nothing more, nothing less. Guys, that's it. 40 minutes. I think I will leave it like that. Your attention is the most important currency in your universe, because attention is alignment, okay? So really and truly, I have to thank you for that. Thank you for your attention, because you just gave me 40 minutes of your attention. And with that being said, thank you guys. That's it. How dealing with a narcissist triggered my awakening.